What's up, coaches, players, fans? Coach M here. Thanks for coming to check this out. This video, I want to talk to you about a play known as duo. Darken that up a little bit. Okay. And basically, it stems from just the word double team, where linemen, in essence, will be blocking with the partner. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw it up, and I'm gonna show you a couple of examples I've seen from teams, so that we can kind of see it in action. All right. So what I've done here is I've drawn up the duo. I've drawn up the offense is in a slot left, wing right, and the defense is in a 4-2. 4-2-5, as I like to consider it. Where you have your going left to right with your lineman. Your end is in a 5-tech backside. Nose tackle is in a back 1. Tackles in a 3-tech. And your front side end is in a 7 with the outside linebacker on the edge outside of him. So in essence, what we're doing with duo is first and foremost is we want to find where the double teams are going to be at. So the start of the double teams always starts with a 1. That's how I consider it. So the 1 tech is going to determine the first double team. We want to move that nose tackle out of the way. And I'm circling a nose tackle and a backer because basically what you do is you're assigned you assign a defensive lineman and a linebacker. So the two linemen here, the center, in this case the left guard, are going to double team the nose tackle, and they're going to push him back into the backer, so that as he kind of reads to the play, he's basically just stepping into a lineman. We want to get the defensive guys out of the way first because, sure, a linebacker is going to make the play, but linebackers make plays more when defensive players are in the backfield. So the next set of double teams, or the next pair of double teams, in this case will be on the 3-tech. Okay, and notice that between the center and the right guard that there's a gap there. So since there's a gap there, two players will pair off with a defensive tackle in their gap. So now we've got the right guard and right tackle, that double team on 3-tech, and their linebacker is that right inside linebacker. We'll get a third double team here with the tight end and the wing. I put an F down. I consider him a fullback. You can consider it a tight end. Either way. And what you have here now is a double team where both will block on that end, and somebody will come off on the outside linebacker. Now, if he pokes his head inside, obviously the tight end will pick him up. If he stays out, the fullback will pick him up. That's basically how it works. So just to go back through it, the center and the left guard, they're going to have the double team on the nose tackle. If that backer moves to the left guard comes off and he has the linebacker. Now we're hat on a hat. The center's on the nose tackle, the left guard's on the linebacker. Let's say he comes downhill, tries to fill that A gap. Well, now the center comes off, and he's going to pick up that linebacker. Same thing with the right guard and right tackle. He comes A gap, left guard steps in. If he comes B gap, right tackle steps over. Now here's the interesting part of this. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to delete a lot of this stuff here. So when we create our double teams, we got double team here, and I'm just going to circle the double team on the defensive tackles and the defensive linemen. What we do is we create less gaps, and you actually have a one-on-one, we'll call it an ace block backside. What happens is now you have two linebackers filling 3 gaps. they cannot fill all three gaps. And if you consider this linebacker, if he steps inside, he's leaving the outside. If he steps outside, he's leaving the inside. So to go back a little bit more, what the defense is trying to do is everybody has their gap. We create a mismatch in this case with our wing because now this cornerback kind of has to help out. But even this even works if we spread them out. I can show you that in a little bit. So with the double teams, we get hats on hats. We're matched up evenly. Our extra man here, we can run an access route, or we can have him blocked by the slot in this case. If anybody's going to make the tackle, it might be this corner. But if this corner is making a tackle up in the line of scrimmage, you can come back and go play action. What's probably the biggest key here, not just for the lineman to identify who your defensive lineman is or who your linebacker is, it's key for the running back to come down and make his target. And the reason why is if he comes downhill and attacks that line of scrimmage, there's going to be push right here. You're not going to have two defensive tackles who are going to be able to push those those four linemen out of the way. You might get a stalemate. You're not going to get penetration. But what you should get is a linebacker to kind of step in and fill. When he does that, now the running back makes his cut. So as long as the linemen just stay hat on a hat and just block their guy, the running back's going to find the hole. If you have a running back who gets scared to hit it up the middle and he starts banging it outside, well, then you might have linebackers who might just scrape over the top and cut it off. The other thing is what you can probably do is if you get really downhill linebackers where we come downhill, make the cutback and get out that back door. So really what you're doing is you're forcing linebackers also to kind of declare where they're going to step into and giving the running back a chance to hit the hole. Now, the last thing that you're going to see from this is because we're blocking with double teams, so we have a double team here, a double team here, here, here. What we can also do is and we'll climb up to that one. Well, this double team has two guys on it. Well, now let's take the guard, let's bring him around and just pull him, and we'll just seal. So you can have a guy abandon his post. I don't want to say abandon his post, actually. You can pull a guy in that case to get an extra blocker at the point of attack if you want. But really, down to it, it's about moving bodies out of the way. So let's take a look at a couple perspectives I've seen some teams run. All right, so this is some film I found. This is Somerville versus Summit. I believe the year is 2020. Excuse me. And the team's doing this end zone cam thing. So what we have here, we got our center. We've got he's actually kind of in a 2 or a 2I, but it's the same principle. We can consider him our 1 tech. We can consider him our 3 tech. Basically, what happens is you're assigning, well, this is our D tackle for the center and the guard. That means there's this tackle 74 for the tackle and the guard over here. Now this guy's unblocked because they have their tight end out or they have a fullback over here. You're going to see the fullback come across, but you're also going to see them pull the backside guard. What we want to watch is this area right here. We want to see this guard, which is the right guard and the right tackle. They're going to block 74. They're going to block 74. They're going to bring guard around to kick out the end, kind of like a long trap play. Fullback's going to come to and lead the way through. It's actually kind of in a way, it's a bit like buck sweep, and we'll talk about buck sweep a little later. But this is what we're going to see here. Our block right here is the essence of duo. You're going to see 2 blockers hit 74, and they're going to climb up to this number 27 here. So let's watch that. See the double team right here? 56 is free. Now you have two guys are blocking number 74. Now the play wants to hit to the outside. So you see both of them kind of jabbing that 74, driving him back. They're both they feel for the D tackle. Their eyes are on that backer. Here's the thing you got to understand. Sometimes linebackers aren't that good. What 27 does here on this play is not that good. He's kind of just sits there and just waits. Well, if they're going to wait, just go there. They climb up. The inside guy actually gets to him. Nice little punch. He should try to fight his head play side. But you see that chip, if you will, is just enough so he can't make the play. Ideally, what we would want to do is we'd want to get 62, the guard here, we'd want to get him more into that tackle and push him into 27 so that the off the tackle here, this guy is going to come off and get 27 and kind of scoop him. But either way, if you're just going to push him down a field and get a hat on him, we'll take it. It's a good job by the running back too. He's going to hit his target. Now, in this case, the running back is not aiming for the A gap here. He's going straight C. He's actually aiming for where the tackle was, and he's going to let the block happen. He's going to let the fullback get through. So he lets the block happen. He's going to make a cut and just follow that fullback and get through. Watch it one more time. See the block, the steps. All linemen are kind of stepping in the same direction. We're not even going to talk about the center with his backside pancake block. This is actually his film we're watching. See the double team? Up to the linebacker. Running back does a good job. Notice the backside. We don't actually block in this case, they're not even blocking the backside of the linebacker. He's already out of the play. But this is your duo from the end zone. So let's show it from a different perspective now. All right, so this one is from behind the offense. Now, what you can actually see here, now you see the alignment of the tackles or the defense. We have one defensive tackle. Now, this is what is called a stack when you have them both in the guards, nothing over the center. So there's no shade here. Normally, we would have a tackle would be in the shade gap right here, and then a tackle in the shade gap right here. But the same thing. We have a defensive tackle to the left. We have a defensive tackle to the right. We're going to leave, I believe we're leaving one of these, this end right here. We're going to leave this end. And we're going to have the fullback come kick him out like a trap play. Oh, no, it's the same play from the different perspective. We're going to see the center block back. We're going to see a double team right here on this guy. Let's watch. Let's go back. So you're going to see that double team. The guard's going to come back. He's going to kick out this six tack here. Center's going to block down. But the key part is this double team right here. The right guard and the right tackle. Only nitpicking thing I'll say is this foot drops back a little bit. You'd want to see linemen a little closer together, get a little more hip to hip. You don't want a guy splitting this gap. But these linemen do a good job. That defensive tackle actually does a good job in the sense that he kind of gets low and creates a stalemate. But the right tackle here doesn't allow him. He feels him going down, so he kind of lets him go, and he gets that linebacker. Quarterback runs the ball, so he's doing a little dancing here. But he makes the cut. Linebacker steps over the top, holds backside. And he's just using his vision. Biggest thing here, 58. He's just going to hat on a hat. He's going to keep blocking. He's not poking and then just watching the play from backside. He's keeping a hat on a hat. Let's go one more time. Double team. Now, normally there'd be a double team. This 74 here who's pulling would be on this guy. We would see one man block back to the left. But in this case, we're just using a power. So duo is kind of been summed up as power without the pull. We're going to run a power running game, which means we're going to power guys out of the way. We're going to bully guys out of the way. but we're not going to pull guards around. All right, so this shot is actually a great example of it. We still have the stack look where we have a two technique, a six, and now we have five. But it's the same thing. We consider this a two or a three. So that means these two linemen will double team this left defensive tackle. Center and the guard will double team the right defensive tackle. So you have your left double team, your right double team, and you're gonna have an ace block or a one-on-one on the outside. This play is designed to go up the middle. So now from the center, draw a line down the field. And the first inside linebacker to the left would be part of the double team for the first defensive tackle. So we have this defensive tackle and this linebacker. So left tackle, I think 75, 74 have defensive tackle, have linebacker. We have the center, we have the right guard, have right defensive tackle and right linebacker. And we have an ace block with the right tackle kicking out the defensive end here. Now, one interesting thing about this is you're not going to see 10 block the stand-up end. You're going to see 10 kind of arc release or just kind of come out to the outside linebacker. So in the case of when you run your inside zone, your quarterback has the read, meaning if this guy crashes down, quarterback can pull it, or if he stays put, he's got to account for the quarterback. So purposely, they're not going to block the dude right here on the edge with the dreads. That's specific to this. We're going to get double team, kick out, climb the linebackers, running back's just going to come downhill. See the double team right there? Yes, we have the free rusher. Quarterback's eyes are on him. He's getting the ball out no matter what. Running back does a good job. He just bounces it out, which he's allowed to. But if you look at the box here, there's push. Linebackers are getting cut up in the wash, and even if the running back is diving in outside, he's going to get yards. So we're going to go back to this play. We're on I want to say this is 40, 35, 30, 35, 30. So I'm going to say the 33-yard line. He's on. Take the handoff. He's going to come downhill. He's getting 7 yards, looked like. Or 5, 6 yards. And we'll take that. The only thing is, as a team, you want to work a little bit more on that handoff. Give the quarterback the option to pull it. Running back could have the ability to kind of attack more and cut back. But the principle is this. Push guys out of the way. Bully guys out of the way. 2v1, and his friend comes to join you, you know what? You're evenly matched. Center and the guard backside do a good job here. Sorry, 74 and 75. See, punch, and they push that defensive tackle into that linebacker. That linebacker is thinking to himself, I can't get over the top, so he's going to come backside. 75 comes right off. So actually, if that running back would have pressed a little bit more, he can go right up the hash and he hit his head on the goalpost. But lineman's job is not to run the ball. The lineman's job is to do this. So again, this is a wing right, slot left type look. This is versus a 4-4. We might see different looks, or you could see different looks from defenses based on whatever system they run. So we're staying with the 4 down lineman. And let's say they go, we have a Will backer, a Mike backer, a Sam backer. Safety will play off the number 2, free safety over the middle corner. Another look you might get. And in this case, to block duo, we have our same blocking. Okay, but now here's that line I'm drawing down the center. So the first linebacker to the left side of that line, right there. First linebacker to the right is right there. So you have your left double team, and then you have your right double team. So then your third double team comes from the tight end, and the fullback. Now it's a little different now because what's going to happen is, and I'll pull back here, I'll show you that everybody has a gap now covered. So we have our outside, we have these gaps are assigned, the shoulder here, except now who's got the outside? Well, that means the running back can now press the hole. If we get some good push, he can bounce it outside. But everybody's accounted for, at least hat on a hat. We have the advantage. What we'd expect teams to start doing is to move a guy in the box. They might take this guy here, move him down. And we still don't even have to block that guy because it doesn't fit our rules. We can use, unless they do something with the safety, we can still go our access routes. So last thing I want to show you versus what I call an odd front. So this is versus an even front. And that means just there's 4 down linemen, and there's a 1 tech away from TE, from the tight end. Okay, so what I call an even front is just the nose tackle is away from the tight end. So this is the same look versus what I call an odd front. And that just means that the nose tackle or the 1 tech on the same side as the TE, as a tight end. So in this case, we start at the center. And because we have an odd front, it's going to change it up a little bit. And I'll show you why it changes up. Because of an odd front, 3-4, we're going to get that same double team on the 1 tech. But the linebacker they're going to be assigned is still that one to the left. The tight end and the tackle, they have the they have the Mike linebacker, the strong side linebacker here. We're kind of drawing the line, not necessarily the center here. It also gives the tackle and the guard backside a chance for a double team, but they're also going to climb up to either the backside backer, or we can have one of them hinge to get that backside will linebacker to slow them down. The reason why is we can go with a read here. So if he comes down, quarterback can come back out this way. Sometimes you might see this same will linebacker, this outside defensive end, he might move out a little bit to kind of play the apex between the slot to take away any kind of access routes. Either way, we don't have to block him. And then the fullback is now the ace block, as he's going to just block that Sam linebacker. It also gives us an opportunity we can move that fullback over. He can block the will linebacker, and we can do a quarterback counter. It doesn't change much for the line. But what we're getting here is we're getting our double teams. Now the key double teams again is with the center. We have one with the tight end and the tackle, and then we have one with the backside 3 tech, which kind of gives us a chance for a cutback even. But we have our press, we have our 3 double teams up front. Linebackers have to fill gaps. And once again, our linebackers have 1, 2, 3 gaps to fill for 2 guys. We have 1 gap, he can come over here, especially this Mike linebacker, who's really the read on this. Because if he pokes his head in the B gap, we can hop, or he pokes his head in the A gap. Actually, this is the B gap. We can hop into the D gap, and we just make him wrong. But that's for the running backs to know. Linemen just have to know who to block. Now, the last adjustment that you'll see especially in this. And I want to remind you that the tight end and the tackle have the Mike linebacker or the play side linebacker and the defensive tackle here. What you might see is because duo is an up the middle kind of a run, you might see a tackle move inside. Which means, well, it doesn't really change anything because you're still the same double team. The only thing that's going to change now is, well, that defensive tackle automatically has leverage on that. So that offensive tackle has leverage on the defensive tackle, and the tight end is just going to go to that linebacker, and he's going to pick him up. So maybe I should have said this before, is that if teams want to do something where they start blitzing, so if he's going to blitz, he's going to blitz in this gap. Well, the double team is still the same thing. 2v2, block, block. Now you're just blocking one-on-one. And it just gives the running back a chance to attack and then bounce outside. By them blitzing, they're just declaring from the get-go what they're going to do. Now, if they were to load the box, let's say they went to a bear front. Okay, they move the tackle here. With the backer here. Strong safety comes into the box. Actually, we'll take the free safety. We'll leave him over the top. Move the corner. Well, then you start picking. Then you start picking your adjustments. We still here. Okay, we still have our double team here. Still have a double team here. Up to this guy. And we still have a double team here with the read. So it doesn't change. Yes, there's one guy unblocked, but we can actually still adjust with the center and the guard to that. We're still matched up personnel-wise. So it's just a matter of linemen identifying who your partner is. And most times, in this case, tight end and the tackle will be partners together. But identifying the partners and then identifying who the linebackers are.